Thank you for checking out crypto.chartguys.com, the source for technical analysis in the cryptocurrency world. We are proud to announce our own crypto alert system designed to give you the most critical technical trading information possible no matter where you are. Keep your eyes on the market with mobile or email alerts for MACD crosses, RSI levels, and even inside bar alerts for dozens of coins across multiple exchanges. New features and proprietary ChartGuys indicators are already in development. Our alert system is very easy to customize and utilize, so don't hesitate to sign up for the most effective crypto trading tool on the market at crypto.chartguys.com. Hey everyone, looking at the big three here on the daily time frame. Just kidding, it's not that bad, but still pretty sick. Going to try and work through it here, definitely feeling it in my throat, but we're going to look at the big three and XRP. We're not going to look at oil. That was from a different thing. So one thing I want to point out, and the thumbnail, for those who don't know the reference here, essentially what happened over the weekend is we got our perfect bull break on the daily time frame for ETH. Everything that we were looking for, we could tell for 4 days in a row. You know, every single video we were saying ETH is the clear leader, which is why I've only been trading ETH for the past couple weeks. And it gave us really nice gains over the weekend. That being said, what happened is ETH broke out and was all ready to go. Bitcoin did not break out. Bitcoin saw a small break, essentially a double top. We'll look at that in just a moment, but it's still in its tight daily pattern. So essentially what happened is ETH bulls got ahead of the pack. They got ahead of everybody, and the market did not follow. So that's inhibiting a breakout bull run. We got a nice strong breakout. We got a 10% move, but here we are pulling back and giving, 5% of that move back, because Bitcoin is pulling back. And although we did break correlation, and it certainly favors the ETH bulls, the correlation is never completely gone. So the pullback in BTC is definitely causing a pullback in ETH more significantly than we would anticipate after the daily bull break that just occurred. So the reference in the thumbnail, if you're not familiar with Leroy Jenkins, just a funny video, World of Warcraft game, check it out. Look up Leroy Jenkins on Google. Essentially someone, running ahead of the pack, premature before everybody else is ready. Whereas had Bitcoin broken out and saw a strong bull move here, we'd be looking, in my opinion, at ETH up at 1300 right now. So all in all, still a very bullish break, and we're really looking up towards the all-time high on ETH. Anything above 987.54 will be a higher low on the daily time frame, so that should be very easy for the bulls to pull off. We're consolidating. It's very healthy consolidation unless we see increasing bear volume. We could pull all the way back to 1100, which was our breakout level and our go signal. Again, just to review that, we had our low, our high of the initial bounce, higher low, lower high at 1100, bull signal, broke the lower high pattern, broke the equilibrium pattern bullish when we got over 1100. So if we were to come back and backtest that previous resistance, now support, that would be a potential level to be keeping an eye on. But again, very healthy consolidation. We're just waiting for Bitcoin and for the bulls on the daily time frame to give us the kind of clear break that we just got on Ethereum. So a lot of people use Elliott Wave and fibs, and I certainly don't in my videos if you've been watching. And the reason for that is because it's a lot of opinion. And you'll see, if you take 3 random analysts and put them all in a room, and even trend lines, fibs, and wave count, they will likely give you 3 different pictures from 3 different random analysts. So I really don't like the fact that opinion is involved in that setup of technical analysis, which is why you notice on my charting that it's so heavy on price levels, because that's set in stone. There is no disputing anything. There's no opinion involved. These are straight facts. We break resistance when we break price levels. Same thing when we break support. So certainly not saying, don't use these and don't explore these things. I'm just saying that in my trading style, I have not found them to be useful, and I've certainly been doing really well with just using these price levels. So I'm not going to change my game plan. I have certainly explored Elliott Waves and fibs in the past when I was learning technical analysis. Same with Ichi Clouds, just, getting a small taste of everything, seeing how it resonates, seeing if it is something that, I want to utilize. And at this point, you can see that I don't even use trend lines. I keep it as bare bones and as simple as possible. I'm not even using moving averages. I'm using, I'd say, aside from the indicators, volume, RSI, besides that, it is pretty much all price levels. So that has certainly been doing really well for me. And it's also simplified my stock trading, where with my stock trading, I was relying on moving averages a lot more previously. And since trading cryptocurrency, I have shifted a bit to more heavily using price levels. So back into ETH here. Let's zoom in, 4-hour time frame, consolidating. We got a key triple low on this 4-hour chart, and it looks like we've got inside bars forming. So inside bars, we have a triple bottom at 1137, let's just call it, doing a bit of rounding, and we got multiple inside bars. So we're watching for the alert to be sent out that the inside bars are breaking on the 4-hour time frame. And just to touch base on the, again, a bunch of questions about, what the abnormal volume indicator is with the alert system that we recently released, and that is a percentage divergence moving away from a moving average of volume. So we take a period of moving average volume, and then when we get a spike, a certain percentage away from that moving average, that is when that alert goes out. So 4-hour inside bars on watch as we head into tonight. If we see a break of this triple low of 1137, if I were going to be bearish, which I'm not, if I had the ability to go bearish, that would be a signal for me to enter a short-term bear trade. And I say short-term because the daily chart is bullish. In terms of key resistance, we're using the 4-hour recent high, 1170. Some names, the exchanges are seeing a lot of variance here where Bitfinex has been running significantly higher on ETH than GDAX has. GDAX has been a laggard in terms of price action. So definitely worth noting those things, but I will always give the most significant analysis on the exchange that I am trading. So 4-hour inside bars on Bitcoin, or I should say Ethereum. So here's Bitcoin on the daily time frame. And just to go through it again, we have our low, we have our high of the break, the bounce, higher low, lower high, higher low. And we did break resistance. It was 11,690, and we got to 11,697 and 24 cents. So essentially, we broke resistance by $7.24. And if you look at percentage-wise, what is $7 out of 11,600? And the answer is insignificant. That's a double top, in my opinion. And as soon as I saw that happen, I said, okay, we need to be very cautious of Ethereum because we were all bullish Ethereum. I exited Ethereum when we saw the 15-minute, or I should say the 5-minute, this equilibrium pattern break, a very clear exit signal. Higher lows, lower highs, that's our good friend, the equilibrium. We got a bull break, but we didn't get to a new higher high. And then when we lost the higher low pattern, that is when I exited my position. I was scaling out on the way up, and I market sold the second half of my position to get out on this bear break, and you can see lots of other people did the same. So when this break happened, I said, okay, I want to be cash for a while because the correlation with Bitcoin is still there, and Bitcoin just formed a double top on the daily and has not broken out. So again, it was the Bitcoin was essentially holding back the market, and it took Ethereum back with it as it consolidated, and anything above 10,305 is a higher low on the daily time frame. Essentially where we stand on Bitcoin, nothing has changed with what I've been saying for the past 6 days. Just, tightening ranges, limited trading opportunity. I shouldn't say limited, I should say less frequent trade opportunity when we're in these tightening ranges with declining volume. And we're yet to see a clear break. We got the clear break on Ethereum. It gave us really nice short-term profits. But until we see the clear break on Bitcoin, who is steering the ship for most cryptocurrencies, can't have confidence in swing trades and longer-term positions. So we're still being patient and still waiting. Didn't get that break that we were looking for over the weekend, except in Ethereum. So zooming in on the 4-hour here for Bitcoin, we have a high of support established here, a higher low, I should say, of 10,840. We have our resistance at the top of this bounce attempt, 11,207. That's the tight range to be watching right now. And essentially, I'm not going to be bullish on Bitcoin until we break this double top. And once we get over this double top, we will likely see the correlations with Litecoin and Ethereum pick back up for the bulls as well. But until that happens, have to still be very cautious in this pattern on the daily chart. And you can see both attempts at these exponential resistances on the daily, again, the 12 and 26 period, both of them are rejecting from these exponential moving averages. Litecoin, and to be completely honest, I've stopped watching Litecoin right now. And that's just because it's not doing anything. If we were to get news, I'd start paying attention a bit more. And it did get a more bullish break than Bitcoin did, but it gave it right back. So I personally, again, nothing about fundamentals, all about technicals. I have no interest in Litecoin right now because Ethereum is giving such better opportunities in the short term. So where we stand on Litecoin, we did get a bull break of the lower high pattern on the daily. 184.69, 184.80 was a little bit of resistance that we broke above. So we are looking for a higher low to form now compared to 166.15. to keep the bulls in control. Same thing, we're rejecting from exponential resistance. Ethereum is above that exponential. It's actually support because we were coming from the all-time high. So because we had a much stronger starting point, Ethereum never really had these exponential moving averages as significant resistance. We got over it on the initial bounce, and then we got over it again on the second bull break. But Litecoin is still rejecting from these levels. So we're looking for a higher low compared to 166.15, just like Bitcoin is looking for a higher low compared to 10,305. And we're expecting this daily chart to tighten continuously until we get a more clear break on Bitcoin. This is, if I had to give the rankings of where we stand on the daily charts comparatively right now, I would say that because we got this bull break more significantly than Bitcoin, that Litecoin did establish a little bit more strength than Bitcoin did. So essentially, I would put it at Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin where we stand right now on this daily time frame. But again, it all depends on Bitcoin. It doesn't matter how significant we break out unless it's monumental news on an individual coin. Bitcoin correlation will affect things to a certain degree no matter what. Ripple had a nice bull break on the daily time frame, but it is still in a tightening pattern as well. We have not broken here. We have our low, our high of the bounce, higher low, and actually we did break down to a little lower low here, just barely. So the higher low was 112, and we broke down to 110, and still forming lower highs. So the bears have the slight advantage because we did break to a lower low. So resistance right now is our most recent lower high on the daily of 141, rounding a bit, and we're looking for a higher low compared to 110. And it's essentially the same higher low we're looking for on Bitcoin and Litecoin as well, still in their tight daily patterns and looking for a more clear break, but it could take an extra 2-3 days from where we stand right now. So that's where we stand. Let's go into a little bit more on Ripple here. 4-hour time frame, key support 125. If we break 125, we have a 4-hour little lower high and lower low and a bit more significant consolidation. Bulls really want to hold that level. Short-term resistance is 131, the high of this last little 4-hour bounce attempt. So again, just to summarize, Ethereum, clear lead bull, no doubt about it. Bitcoin correlation is holding back the Ethereum bulls and holding back the whole sector. Need to see a more clear break on Bitcoin, one direction or the other. We are still in the tight pattern that we've been watching for the last 5 to 7 days. And we are going to be looking for a break of this pattern sometime mid to the end of this week. So I appreciate you all watching, and hopefully we'll be back to normal in terms of feeling better in the near-term future. Remember to always do good things, and we will see you tomorrow.